Hi guys, you got Frankenfoot here for some more attacks to share with the crowd. You'll notice this isn't a Town Hall 9, is it? This is a Town Hall 10. So our clan has gotten so good at the Town Hall 9 levels, but that by the time I look to get my second attack in, they are all 3-starred. From the Town Hall 8s all the way up to the 9s, they are 3-starred. And so I'm starting to try to work on my Town Hall 10 attacks because A, I don't have that much longer at Town Hall 9, and B, it's kind of what I need to do. If I can 2-star this 10, or maybe even get 3, I was hoping for 3 here, but it didn't quite happen. It's going to help out the clan quite a bit. So let's watch this attack, and then we'll narrate. Yeah, you hear me talking, and then you want to come look. So you'll notice the baby dragon's coming in up in the top left to start establishing a funnel. Then you got the queen coming down. Yeah, come over here, buddy. I'll pick you up. Queen comes down on this side, and the goal is to have the queen walk down here and pop off these buildings. And then bowlers and the king come over here and pop off these buildings. And then you'll have nothing here but, I'm guessing, 4 Teslas in the middle and 2 Infernos. And I've got a 1 hound and a bunch of balloons to hopefully take that out. Now these buildings are all right up against the town hall, so that I was hoping there's a chance the balloons might take out the town hall. I wasn't confident of that, but we'll see. So unfortunately, Queen's doing well over here. You see there's a witch over here trying to help her get through these buildings up here, and I tried the same thing over here. The problem that happened over here is that the king and the bowlers kind of separated, and the bowlers did not take out the air defenses quickly enough, and eventually the king just lost power. So at this point in time, I kind of saw things weren't going well. It's probably about time to just drop those balloons and hounds and hope for the best at this point. I think I waited for the queen to take out the enemy queen, which she did. And then out comes the hound and a bunch of balloons with 3 rage spells. No, I waited. I don't remember this. I waited a little bit longer, didn't I? Yeah, that's my running water bottle. So the queen rounds the corner, and I must have just been waiting for her to start working on that air defense. That way I knew that the hound would path to that air defense for sure. Well, this is real boring to watch. Maybe I'll sing for y'all. I'm a little teacup, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. Look, the witch's skeletons finally made it through those 2 layers of walls. Alright, here come the balloons. They're coming down. Hound's going to come behind them a little bit. I had hoped to take care of the clan castle troops some other way, but it just, fate didn't quite work out. So the hound's absorbing a ton of damage, pulls the clan castle dragon at least, and he starts chasing the hound. And the balloons come in to wreck the core. They are getting burned up by a level 2 Inferno tower. But thankfully they do take out everything in the core and the clan castle. And they're going to get burned by that dragon, and they're just not going to make it. In between the air defense and the dragon, they don't got enough pepper to make it. Now, interestingly enough, you've still got the queen walking around the corner, and she probably had enough pepper in her to take out the rest of the base, but she didn't have the time. So, anyway, too bad, so sad. I will at least tell y'all what my plan was, and then sort of tell you my thoughts on it. I don't have a whole lot of experience attacking Town Hall 10s, so this is all pretty new to me. I've been practicing it in raids here or in there. Yeah, no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. So this was a ring-style base with all the defenses right around the edge here. If this were a Town Hall 9, I would probably be able to pop it lickety-splickety, no problem, because I've done this several times on bases like this. But the fact that it's a 10 with those Infernos just makes it a little bit tougher. The high-level archers, towers, and cannons and all that didn't make much of a difference. But those Infernos are just bad news bears. But thankfully they're in the middle, so you can send healers around the edge. Because the thing that kills you about Infernos, or at least one of the things that kills you, is you can't heal. They negate healing. So healers, once your queen or whatever starts getting beat up by the Infernos, the healing stops working on them. So that makes things difficult. So, I did want the queen to walk down in this direction because I wanted her to engage the enemy queen. I didn't trust my king and bowlers to do it because she's going to be standing in either this compartment or this compartment when she's firing on them. And the king can't get to her without busting through a bunch of walls, and the bowlers can't get through them either. So I didn't want them to waste time shooting walls, and you see she's just a tiny sliver of range over that corner. So as the queen steps up to take out something, I was hoping that she would start attacking the enemy queen. And then on this side, I just haven't quite figured this part out. And this all comes so sudden and quickly, I really haven't had time to check this out at raids. There's sort of the bowler walk, and I've seen a lot of variations on this. I've seen healers directly on the bowlers. I've seen healers on the king with bowlers behind him, and I haven't quite figured out what works and doesn't work yet. I've only tried this a handful of times. But once the queen starts walking comfortably in this direction, I was going to drop the king with healers on him and then bowlers behind him. And the hope was the bowlers would take all these guys out while the king was working through here and tanking. And I was actually going to drop, you see I've got witches, a witch to go with them, for the witch to try to help distract the point defense. The problem that happened is the king just went too far ahead and the bowlers took too long taking this stuff out, which seems to be the theme with attacks like this. So, my hope was that the queen would make it around the base in this direction, and the king would make it around. The king and the bowlers would make it in this direction. They'd meet up somewhere in the middle, and then they'd start busting through the core. And at that point, I would go ahead and drop balloons sort of in here to pull the clan castle, because they're not going to get the clan castle in any other way, not with the way this base is laid out. And the problem is if the queen is walking in this direction, the bowlers are walking in this direction, and I pull the clan castle, even if they go for the queen, they're probably not going to go for the queen. If you drop a balloon here, they're going to go for the healers instead of the queen, and that's the last thing you want. Because I've seen the queen ignore her healers getting shot up by whatever, just because the troops are far enough out of range that they're not in the queen's radar. So that's why I really wanted to wait them to sort of meet up around here, and then when I send a balloon in this direction, everything will be moving into the core, and the healers won't be in as much jeopardy. So that was the plan. It didn't quite work out the way that I wanted. And the queen walk portion did fine, but the bowlers and the king just had some separation. So that dragon, that baby dragon's there to help establish the funnel, and he did a great job. There's nothing here that can really hurt him too much. You got the wizard tower here that eventually get him, and that archer tower will eventually take him out. But other than that, he was doing just fine. And so the queen starts walking her direction, and down comes the king with 3 healers, I believe. I put 3 on the king and 3 on the queen. A witch to help these guys here. And then here's the problem. The bowlers walked up here, and the king sort of started moving across that way. I'm not sure what to do about that, but I do need to practice. I've been very busy lately. I haven't got a whole lot of practice, but I need to start figuring out how to 3-star these 10s. Kind of a tall order for a 9 to 3-star 10, but it could have been done in this base, I believe. So because of that separation, the bowlers didn't take out this air defense, and eventually the healers got wiped out. And that was just sort of the end of it there. And so eventually the king dies, the tanking's gone, and the queen is not going to make it all the way around the base to this other point over here before time expires. So I just sort of bide my time. I think I wait for 1 minute left on the clock, and this is the game clock. This is when time will expire. I drop in some rages to keep her up, keeping the healers raged. And I was either waiting for 1 minute. I think I really wanted her to take out that air D. Let's fast forward a little bit to get the queen through the walk. And I dropped the second rage, and then must have been I waited for a minute left just because, you know, it's now or never. I did get the 1-star for loot-wise, I got it, but I was really kind of hoping for a 3-star here. It's kind of a win-win for me. If I get it, I'm a hero. If I don't get it, then, you know, I was a 9 attacking a 10 wasn't going to happen. So it looks like a bunch of wizards and a dragon came out of the clan castle. And this is one thing that makes Infernos tough. You either got a single Inferno, which will just whack through a Golem instantly, or very, very quickly, I should say, or you have a multi-Inferno where Golem's kind of useless. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to handle that without having a very effective free spell. And I didn't bring any free spells here because they kind of work at Town Hall 9, but they just don't last very long because it's just level 1 freeze. Not great. So the balloons did take out the Town Hall with all the splash damage, but they still got a wizard and a dragon up, and they're not going to be able to do anything with that. Anyway, well there, I shared it because it's a Town Hall 9 versus 10 2-star, which is generally the best you can hope for. I was kind of hoping for 3 here. If this side had been cleared like it was supposed to, it might have worked out. But it just didn't quite. So I need to practice this. If I do manage to get a 2-star and a 10 in future wars, which I actually have to record one today, it's already happened this afternoon, I will share them because that's sort of the best you can do generally as a 9 attacking a 10. But I think with some of these ring bases, which are very common, these anti-2-star bases, I might be able to get a few 3s. We'll see. The Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 9 war attacks are, I mean, the Gobo Laloon recipe is pretty hard to stop. And if that doesn't work, then usually a Queen Walk will do it or something like that. But yeah, so sort of prepping for Town Hall 10. I've got like 56 wall pieces left, and then it's time to upgrade, and we'll see where it goes. All right, you got Frankenfoot checking out.